Hey, it's Tim, and I am here in the grass, in the park, laying around because I gotta talk to you about gear, and I don't like talking about gear. It's lame. It's not my thing. I'm not good at it. But I can't sleep. I gotta tell you about these 3 pieces of gear that have, they're so important. They're so good, and I'm so happy about my purchase of these 3 pieces of gear. The reason I don't like to talk too much about gear and go nuts and gear crazy is my goal is not to have the newest gear, the best gear, the most popular gear, or any of those things. I just want to have a good time backpacking. So I want my gear to work, and I want it to be comfortable for me, because I realize for everybody it's a little bit different. So I want to tell you about these 3 pieces of gear that I have purchased, I don't know, over the last several months, and have finally used in a multi-day backpacking trip in Arizona just recently. Man, I hate doing gear. This is going to be so awkward, and I apologize. But we're going to start with the first thing, and that is my shelter. I'm not going to do any. I'm just going to try to throw a bunch of B-roll in here and show you my shelter. My shelter is a 3-sided shaped tarp. It's made out of DCF, Cuban fiber. Maybe I will try to put some specs on the screen as to how heavy and what it's, the thickness and the materials and stuff. We'll see. If you see it here somewhere on the screen, then you know I did it. But the deal with this thing is it's super light. It's very lightweight. It's 3-sided. Now I had a tarp, I have it still, like a twin tarp, Gossamer Gray twin tarp. But when the wind would pick up, the wind would blow through it like a tunnel and just whoosh. And I wasn't very, I don't know. And if it got rainy and windy rainy, it wasn't very good. But the 3-sided tarp that I got was kind of custom made from Bear Paw Wilderness Designs. They have got a ton of different things to choose from. All different styles of tents and tarps and things, all custom made, but I love it. They're great customer service. You order it, it shows up pretty quickly, and it works great. Oh, there's a little doggy over there. He's running around the bushes. But okay, back to that. Sorry. It's made out of DCF. It's 3-sided. It's called a Bear Den 2. The back of it is a little higher than the front, so you kind of have to climb into it. But super easy. You're protected on 3 sides. I've had it in the snow, and it was not a lot of snow, a little bit of snow, and it was great. It kept me dry, and there was no snow on me. Only drawback for mine is this can happen, and I don't know how it happened, but I got a rip and a little tear in my DCF tarp in Arizona, and I don't know how that happened, but I sent an email, and I bought for like $5 or $6 some repair tape, some DCF repair tape, which I will put on like this, and I will do it right now. You'll see it. Here it is. Okay, I put the tape on, and I think it's going to be good to go. I don't know how I tore it. It looks like I tore it with a knife or something, but I don't remember. So maybe someone tried to break in while I was sleeping and didn't try to come to the front door. I don't know. But yeah, I love this shelter. It's great. It's super light. It's very small. In fact, I've got it right here. Let's get it. It's in this bag. I'm not going to pull it out completely, but I do want you to see how small it is. It's here. It's here in this bag. Can you see it? Yeah. It's tiny. No stakes in here, and it uses your trekking poles. And I think I stake it out with 6 stakes. 1 in each corner, the one on the front and one on the back, and then there's some guy outs or some stake outs to pull the head away and the feet away, so it doesn't, it's not touching your sleeping bag. But no condensation because it's not sealed. Yeah, it's great. I love it. That's it. That is a Bear Paw Wilderness Designs Bear Den 2. And like I said, go check out their website if you're interested in something kind of different. And they've got, not only do they have all these different styles of tents and tarps, but you can kind of customize things. You can have mesh netting sewn into it. You can have it made out of different materials, all kinds of cool stuff. Anyway, it's Bear Paw Wilderness Designs, custom stuff, garage. It's a garage company. He's not making that stuff in Japan or Vietnam or something like that and then send it over. He's making it for you. And it might be a little more pricier than than the like I said, the like something that's made overseas or something or in a factory. But anyway, it's great. Okay, let's go to number two. Number two, best thing. I was sleeping. I was so uncomfortable in a mummy bag. Mummy bag, tight. It's like wearing pantyhose around your whole body. Not comfortable. I did not like it. Some people love it. That's okay. But if you're the kind of person that is just not happy in the mummy bag, so you went to a quilt. I went to a quilt. Freeze in my quilt all the time. My head's sticking out every time if you button the thing around your neck, like which I was always doing, cinching the thing around your neck, and you got a scratch on your face, you got to itch yourself or something, or you have to adjust something, or your pillow goes flying and you got to grab it and put it back in place. You're unsnapping that thing. You're letting all your heat out. Again, like I said about the mummy bag, some people love the quilt, and that's great. But I was just over it. I was over it. It was just uncomfortable. I didn't like it. Anyway, the good thing about the quilt, of course, is they're smaller, they compact and compress, super awesome, and they're very, very light. So I was looking for something else, and I know I already did a video about this. This sleeping bag, the Sierra Designs Cloud 20. It's a 20-degree bag with I think 850 fill down, and it doesn't have a zipper. It has this foldable quilt top over it, and you just flop it over you and it stays put. I slept so good. I have never slept that good in the outdoors. It is a little bit heavier. I think mine's 33 ounces, so just a touch over a pound. But it squishes down real good, very warm, and it has this little thing. If you get too hot, you can stick your feet, because you can't like open it up. It doesn't open like with a traditional mummy bag or a quilt. So there's a hole in the bottom and you can stick your feet out. It's amazing, and it seals itself back up. I don't really want to do like a full review. I just want to give you some ideas of things that I've tried that have really worked great for me. So that is the Sierra Designs. I wish they made it lighter. In fact, I sent them an email and said, this sleeping system, this bag is the greatest thing ever. I love it. Please make it lighter. Make it with lighter materials. They could use some lighter nylons material, whatever, shells and stuff like that. But for some reason they don't. And I'd even pay. It was only I think $240 or something like that. You can look it up. It was cheap, and great and fantastic. If they just made it lighter, it'd be so awesome, and it would be a little bit more compressible. But it's amazing. Okay, number 3. What was the third thing? I forgot already. Oh yeah, the third thing is the most important thing. I've been using a BRS stove for cooking and a little tiny titanium pot, which was great. I loved it. But I was just eating fuel. I had to carry the big fuel can in order to boil water for a couple days. So what I went and splurged. I splurged and I bought the Jetboil Stash. It was $140 or something like that. But I gotta tell you, it works so good. I wanted to do, so I was boiling water. I can carry the small canister. It fits inside the pot, and I was boiling water in like under 2 minutes. It was incredible. I couldn't believe it for my dinners. Pretty fast. Before I would boil the water, turn it on, let it start boiling, and then go do camp chores or whatever, and come back a half an hour later to get my water, and it might be boiling. But so here's the thing, it's $140, and I thought, hey, they sell like a heat exchanger pot on Amazon, and you could zoom over to Amazon and buy it. It's like $30. Just look up heat exchanger pot, Amazon, and you'll find quite a few. There's a few different ones there, and I think they're about a liter, so that's good. And for $30, totally worth it. But here's the thing: if you buy a Jetboil stove, the Stash in particular, not the other ones won't work, but is it the stove or the pot that's making a big difference? So if you bought the one on Amazon, could you get a cheaper stove, or perhaps use the one you already have? I wanted to do a little test. I've had a handful of stoves. I've got 2 Snow Peak stoves. I've got a Pocket Rocket MSR. I've got a BRS stove. And so I did a little test, and I'm going to give you the results of that test right here. I boiled 500 milliliters of water, and I timed each stove with my Jetboil pot to find out if a different stove would work just as well, and I wouldn't have had to pay $140 for a stove and a pot. I could have paid, $30 on Amazon for a pot with a heat exchanger design on the bottom of it, and and just use another stove. So here's what I did. I used my pot, my Jetboil pot, and I have the Snow Peak TI, and it took, I'm gonna give you some times here. it took 2 minutes and 37 seconds to boil 500 milliliters of water. Now in between each test, I cooled the pot off, I put cold water in it, I rinsed it with cold water, I let the stove cool off, and I let the propane, the bottle, the gas, not propane, you know, the fuel can come up to regular pressure, regular temperature kind of. So the Snow Peak titanium, which was just super light, but very, 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Then I had this older Snow Peak stove that I've had for a long time. I can't remember what it's called, but it has a little ignition on it, and the igniter doesn't work anymore, and it's actually quite heavy. And that one came in at 2.29 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. My BRS came in at over 3 minutes. I just stopped, just forget it. The jet boil was 2 minutes and 3 seconds. So there's your, so far that's our closest, that's our fastest. Jet boil stove and the jet boil stash. 2 minutes and 3 seconds. But the MSR, my older MSR Pocket Rocket, 1.5 minutes. A minute 0.3 seconds. Or 30, sorry. 1 minute and 30 seconds. So that's amazing. You could buy the Amazon, I'm gonna try to put a picture of it on here for you, but the Amazon heat exchanger backpacking pot, which I think is like around 8 ounces or something like that in weight. Not fluid ounces, weight ounces. And use a Pocket Rocket and have phenomenal water boiling time. I didn't go that far, but as far as buying that thing. So between the jet boil stove that comes with the stash and the Pocket Rocket, you got between 1 minute and 30 and 2 minutes boil time. Now the jet boil stove is 60 grams and the Pocket Rocket that I had is 70 grams. The MSR Pocket Rocket, 70 grams, a little bit, so that's close enough. It's that 10 grams is nothing. But anyway, that's just an idea for you. You could buy the Amazon pot and a jet boil and a Pocket Rocket. Maybe you already have one. A lot of people have those. They're super popular. The only hard thing is whether or not your stove and your pot will match up and make a good connection and have not fall over and stuff. Be dangerous. You don't want that thing falling over. But anyway, these are 3 things that I just can't, these made my backpacking trip so much more enjoyable. Sleeping bag, a shelter, and a stove. And a stove with a jet boil stove. The thing was amazing. I just can't say enough about it. It's just so fast. And it's the smaller one. It's a stash. It's really light, it's small, it's perfect. Anyway, I don't like doing gear videos, but I just did one, kinda. So anyway, I guess that's it. I just wanted to tell you how fantastically surprised and pleased I am with those 3 items. Those 3 items for backpacking. Anyway, I'm actually in a park and I'm gonna go meet some guys and we're gonna go do a little short hike. So I'm glad you're here watching this video. This is a beautiful park. Take a look. Yeah, lots of people out here walking their dog, walking the dog. And so I'm gonna go do a quick little hike. Thanks for watching. That's it, the video's over. We're done. Goodbye. Did I say thanks for watching? Thanks for watching. You guys are great, love ya.